Tonight's the night. All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again. Here to bring you another video. This one's going to be my last Q&A video leading up to the mid-season finale for The Walking Dead Season 6. Season 6, Episode 8, which is called Start to Finish. I'm freaking out, man. I'm freaking out. So yeah, I'm a little pumped if you couldn't tell. I'm a little excited, just a little bit. Should be a great one. I know all the spoilers already, but we're not going to talk about any of the spoilers. I'm keeping it to myself as to not ruin it for you guys, because it should be an awesome episode. That's all I'll say. It's going to be awesome. So if the spoilers are true, and I'm sure they are, it's going to be great. So let's go through a few of your questions, guys. Of course, as always, the review will be posted. I'll do a reaction video probably. Even though I know the spoilers for tonight, it's like, I still want to do a reaction video because it should be epic to actually see it visually play out when I have no idea what the camera work's going to look like or what the certain... I don't know all the spoilers, but I know about some big ones that are coming up. So it should be an awesome episode tonight. And I'll do a reaction video after review and then predictions for the next half of The Walking Dead Season 6, which people are already asking for. So we're going to be breaking it down based on the comic book series, based on the events that are coming up. And we're going to be talking about what we think we're going to see, minus any major character deaths or spoilers or anything like that. And then we'll do some videos talking about who we think is going to be killed off at the end of the season, since there should be a big character death at the end of the season. But again, we don't exactly know for sure who it is, but we'll talk about the most likely characters. So, enjoy the hell of the episode tonight. Here's the first question for today. It's from amckeachie, and he or she says, I'm assuming it's a she, "Hey, Trev, love the videos. Thought you might find it funny that I fall asleep to your videos with my headphones in at night because I love to hear your thoughts and opinions on The Walking Dead. My question for you is about Carl and how I find that the TV series has not transformed him as much as the comic series at this current point in time. Do you think we will be seeing a big transformation of Carl in the near future and make Carl more hard and deadly to other survivors? He is Rick's son after all. Haha." That's the verbatim. That's the comment or question. So yes, I do think we're going to see a lot of awesome stuff coming up with Carl in the future. The comic book series version of Carl is pretty badass. You know, he's a murderer. He's like a serial killer. This time he's like, he's a pretty brutal kid, man. So I really, really like Carl, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do with him in the TV series. But he's got a long way to go. You know, in the TV series version, he did kill the kid from Woodbury, and then Herschel's like, "Oh, you shouldn't have done that," this kind of deal. So yeah, there was that. But I just have not got the same feel from the television series version. He's got a way to go. He's got a long way to go, and hopefully soon we'll be seeing him begin his transition. So to that, and see some more darker stuff from him, some more killing and just some more brutality. Well, did he kill the one wolf kid that was coming out at? Well, that's kind of like self-defense anyway, so it doesn't really matter. He shoots him anyway and everything. So. Yeah, next question is from Kyle Cole, and he says, "Hey, Trev, back in Season 3, the producers were considering killing off Carol." And if you guys didn't know that, by the way, Season 3, Killer Within, initially Carol was supposed to be killed off, and they switched it to T-Dog. I guess they decided they'd rather have Carol stay on and have T-Dog be killed off because Carol, I guess, had been shown more in the past. You had the storyline with her and Ed, and maybe they felt like they could get better storylines out of her than out of T-Dog. And then Kyle's next part is, but they eventually decided against it and killed T-Dog instead. How do you think things would have been different if T-Dog survived, especially with the wolves attacking Alexandria? Well, T-Dog, I think the deal with T-Dog is, he never was developed that much. He kind of seemed a bit like a sissy when after you had the Season 2 finale, he just kind of wanted to ride off into the sunset, so to speak, which doesn't really exist in a zombie apocalypse, that whole strategy. So, it was just sooner or later for him. I mean, he went out as a hero. He saved Carol. He put himself, at risk there, and he gets absolutely devoured and everything. And then Carol ends up saving the whole group. So if you think about it like that, T-Dog did a pretty good thing there of saving Carol. But yeah, it just wouldn't have been the same. Like, can you imagine T-Dog coming into Terminus and killing everybody and the whole bit? It just wouldn't have been as epic as when Carol did it. Not even close. I'm sorry. It just wouldn't have been. That's all there is to it. So I think they made a really good decision there by keeping Carol on for sure. Next one is from Emily, and she says, "Hey Trev, thank you for all you do for the Walking Dead community. I can always count on you to get my fix for Walking Dead." Q&A question: I've noticed the Walking Dead has consistently had a character pushing for the humanity side of Rick's group decisions. First we had Dale, then Herschel, now Morgan. You left out Tyrese. He was in there too. He was really about that. He was all about that, right? If Morgan dies, who do you think will take on that role? Be it an existing character or a new character introduced from the comic books? Well, there's quite a few characters that could really do that. I mean, you look at like Aaron. He seems to me to be somebody that, you know, really cares for others and all that kind of thing. He's kind of a, I don't want to say he's a softie, but he's kind of a softie. And then you've got all the characters from Alexandria. We could see them all having that kind of a role. And then maybe some of, like, you know, Tara and characters like that. You know, I'm sure that's an easy role to fill at this point. But I am really enjoying seeing what they're doing with Morgan. And, you know, it's great to have Lenny James in the show full time on every episode, every couple episodes. Awesome. Next one's from Kevin Maces, and he says, "Hey Trap, do you think Morgan and Abraham will die in the second half of season 6? Like just over? Do I think? No, I don't think so. Unless with Morgan, unless he's killed off in the finale or something, that would be a huge finale, and I'd be really sad if that happened. But you know, I mean, for that, I guess you could make a case for it. It makes some sense that they might do that." Next one's from Suma A41A, and he says, "Hey Trev, I wonder if you agree on this topic of Shane. Here's what I don't think Shane was bad or even crazy. I truly believe that Shane knew he wouldn't be the father, even if he really was, and he wouldn't be able to live with that. So he made sure Rick was strong enough to do anything it takes to keep him safe, even if it means killing your best friend. Shane did a lot for the group. He kept them all safe until Rick showed up, gave Carol peace of mind by letting Ed know he's not going to be laying his hands on her anymore, letting the group know the CDC wasn't the right place to go, saving Carl, who he told Otis to leave him at the school, and yeah, take back the... Okay, so you go on a little bit further with all the other stuff he's done, and then talk about how he was depressed in the end, that kind of deal. Well, John Bernthal had an idea. He talked about this in an interview, that at the end of Shane's death, when Shane is actually killed off in season 2, spoiler warning, right? Rick was gonna grab the gun and go to shoot it, and then there wouldn't be any bullets in it. So that would kind of solidify your theory there on how you feel about it. And they did kind of play it that way so you can interpret it that way. But it was shot down. So they did want Shane to seem like he was kind of the bad guy. But they did a really good job of putting him kind of in the middle so that he did a lot of good too. And he was really only the bad guy to Rick, kind of. Like the rest of the group, he was pretty good too. And he made a lot of really smart, tough calls. Like he did the right thing with the Randall case, I think. Where they really should have just killed him and moved forward with it. In a zombie apocalypse, that's kind of what you have to do. Everybody's, if you look at the wolves and stuff like that, attacking other groups and that, Randall's group could have been exactly like that. And had Randall known, where she lived or her name or anything, then, definitely that would have been bad. So, yeah, he was right about a lot of stuff, and he was really ahead of his time. And it's kind of like the topic that we talk about now, that Rick has become more like Shane. And it's absolutely true. He really has become a lot more like Shane. And I love the parallels of the mirror and stuff like that they did in season 5. I don't know if they were 100% intentional. I think they were. But I really like, and also how Rick finds himself in the same position, because he ends up kind of Shaning Peter. Yeah, that's true. Carol helps out a little bit too, but yeah, he does. Granted, Carol's got her own motivations for that because of Ed being a jerk and hitting her and that kind of stuff. Next one's from Glenn from Ireland, and he says, "Love your videos. Couple of questions for you. Has The Walking Dead lost its credibility with a clearly pregnant Tara not being explained?" Nice, Glenn. Well, listen, dude. Okay, yeah, she's starting to look preggo in the TV series. But what are you going to do about it? You could just think that, okay, she's sitting around Alexandria and she's eating, a little bit too much, or she's been into the stealing the stash of the food or something. They could have worked it in like that. It's not too bad. She doesn't look that preggo yet. Even though last episode she's noticeably bigger than she was before, which is she's pregnant. I don't think you can hide it. I mean, you can try to not eat, but that's not good for the baby anyway if you starve yourself. Has The Walking Dead lost its credibility with the cheap Glenn survival thing that everyone saw coming? Well, not everyone did, man, because I didn't see it at first, and then you guys started letting me know, and then I watched the episode again. I'm like, oh yeah. That would have been Nicholas, wasn't it? So when I first watched it, my first reaction was that Glenn was dead. Especially there were some spoilers that people were saying, oh, Glenn's dead. He's killed off. This is the way. So I took it verbatim, and I like the switch that it came back, because then we get a kind of Glenn dead, and yet he is able to come back and survive anyway. So it's fine. So they got the reaction. They screwed us, and they made us feel stupid because we didn't watch carefully enough. At least with me. Some of you guys, you real smart people who are really observant, you may not have noticed that Glenn was dead right off the bat. Which applause to you. Applause to you. But for me, I in the review, you guys saw it right off the bat. I thought he was dead. So there it is. Yeah. And then one more question, if I may. Well, I suppose so. He says, every zombie story usually lasts 2 hours, a movie or 2 hour movie. Is The Walking Dead stuttering in this season? And if so, can it come back? Or, yeah, he says stuttering, but I guess it means like struggling. I don't know, man. Can it come back? Or is it too far gone? Is that what you did there? I think that's what you did there, Glenn. All right. I have loved The Walking Dead this season. It's been my favorite first half of the season, with season 5's first half being second. So I've really enjoyed the hell out of this half a season. I like what they did with Glenn. I was wrong at first. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being wrong. Maybe some people are pissed off, and it was kind of a little bit cheap that they didn't show it to us, and they kind of tricked us and everything. But hey, you know what? It just makes us watch it more carefully in the future, because we know that it's all about the subtleties, and you got to watch really carefully to get everything. And even then, there's still stuff you might miss, like all those stupid A's all over the place. I'm gonna freaking, oh my god, I'm gonna lose my damn mind. They're gonna lock me up, and I'm just looking for A's, looking around for A's. But okay, so like the comparison between Walking Dead and a zombie movie. Okay, The Walking Dead is by far the best zombie story ever made, for sure. Best ever done in terms of movie or comics or anything, I would say for sure. If you compare it to a zombie movie, the first 2 seasons are better of The Walking Dead are better than any zombie movie ever done. And I've seen most, I can't say I've seen most of them because there's so many, it's ridiculous, B movies and crazy crap and stuff like that. But I've seen all the reputable, really big ones for zombie movies. And The Walking Dead's first 2 seasons are better than any of them. And now we're into season 6, and it's just gotten better from there. So by far, The Walking Dead is like the anime version of a zombie apocalypse story that's long running, doesn't end, right off the bat. You can really get into, you can care for the characters, and is better than every other zombie movie put together, combined, multiplied by 10, I would say at this point. That's how I feel about it. But that's just me. Some people like, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, all that good stuff from Romero films. Those are untouchable too. Those are great. But Walking Dead just takes it to another level. It's evolution. It's evolution. It just takes it to another level. Next one's from Blackstrat370, and he says, or she says, "Hey Trev, Q&A. Do you think Morgan will kill the wolf in the mid-season finale? I have a suspicion that if Morgan will either have to kill the wolf or be killed by the wolf, always keep the good work." No, I don't think so. I don't think either one. I don't think either of them's going to die because we got other stuff going on, I think. And let's do one last one. This is from Mary Girl Moody, and she says, "Hey Trev, love your channel. Thanks for all your hard work. I have a question for your Q&A. I hope to hear your thoughts. Do you think Negan will pick Morgan for the infamous Lucille beating at the end of the season, and Carol will volunteer to spare Morgan's life?" No, I don't. She says, "Here's what I think. In episode 2, Carol and Morgan cross paths at the end of the episode. They symbolically seem to understand each other's ideas, i.e. Morgan believes all life is precious, and Carol thinks killing is necessary. Tonight's episode, Carol seemed to realize she was a monster, and some of her past actions and kills might actually be wrong. When Negan enters, he decides to kill Morgan, and Carol volunteers to take Morgan's place and spare his life. Before you say it, I know Carol is the safest character in the show, but Kirkman's statement would be a great way to throw fans off of her upcoming death. Lastly, Carol's character wasn't supposed to make it this far. Daryl is too popular, and Morgan is too obvious of a choice. This death is supposed to shock us. I think it's going to be Carol's time. What do you think? Thanks for all you do for Mary." Well, she certainly had an awesome time in the show. You're right about that. But I do trust I do trust Kirkman when he says she's the safest character on the show. And maybe I'm the idiot for doing that. So I'll tell you what, Mary, at the end of the season, if she is killed off, you can tell me I told you so, but I don't like the idea. I'm sorry. I don't like your theory. So that's it for this quick Q&A, guys. I'll see you again tonight. If you like the video, please thumb it up below. If you want to help support the channel, you can share, you can favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, you can go ahead and subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this one. Can't wait for tonight, guys. I hope you're excited. I hope you enjoy the episode, and I'll see you back after. So I was just Trev, and I'm saying peace.